Hey there guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the TCL 10L, and I'll be unboxing it and setting it up, and we'll just show you a little bit about the device here. So, TCL sent this out to me to review, so I really appreciate that. You may have seen that I did review the TCL 10 Pro about a month or two ago, and I'll leave a link to those down in the description, or maybe I'll put a card on here, I don't know. Anyway, the 10L is the lower end of the bunch here. So this one runs for $250. This one is unlocked, so if you buy this, it is unlocked out of the gate, and this can be used on Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And as you guys know, Sprint and T-Mobile are now merging, so that's a whole nother story, but this one does work on all three carriers. So around the box here, you'll see we have the TCL 10L branding. We do have a picture of the phone front and back. So this is the blue model. We do have some specs on the side of the box here. So we do have the 6.53-inch Full HD Plus display. It does have the punch hole camera in there. This is a flat display. It does have HDR. 48 megapixel camera, 16 megapixel front facing camera. It has super Bluetooth as well as a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Around back here, we just have TCL 10L and then TCLUSA.com. Some regulatory good stuff right there. 10L on the side there. And then on the bottom here, we just have some information about it. So this one is in Mariana Blue, and all of our bands are right there. So if you're interested in the bands that this has, we've got GSM 850, 900, 1800, and 1900 megahertz, WCDMA, B1, band 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, band 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, FDD, LTE, bands 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, 13, 17, 26, 28, 66, 25, TDD LTE, band 38, 40, and 41. Lots of bands for your pleasure there. All right, so I got my handy dandy knife here, or box cutter, and we'll go ahead and pop it open here and see what we get in the box here. So some more information about it while we're unboxing it. It does have quad rear cameras, so just like the TCL 10 Pro, this does have 4 rear cameras, and on this one, we have a 48 megapixel, 8 megapixel super wide camera, 2 megapixel macro, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. I just throw that on the floor. And then it does do 4K. Can I open this thing? Front camera is 16 megapixel. This does have 64 gigs of storage as well as 6 gigs of RAM. There is another model that has 128 gigs and 6 gigs of RAM. Man, can this thing work? Why am I having so much trouble opening a box? Yeah, I was having a little bit of trouble opening that box. That was not really fun. In addition to that, we get you can use microSD up to 256 gigs. And what else do we have here? USB Type-C battery, Android 10, Qualcomm Snapdragon 665, octa-core processor, Adreno 610, GPS, all that good stuff there. And yeah, so the first thing first, we get a little pamphlet here. So we have a little pamphlet, and this is a SIM eject tool if you want to use that. And then in this box, I am just having trouble opening everything today. All right, let's see. In the box, we get a case. Get a case and some safety and precautions there, and a quick start guide. So pretty cool. So it gives you some information about the phone, cameras, how to put the SIM card in, tells you how to use the home screen, make a call, all that good stuff. That's actually pretty handy. So pretty nice, and gives you a help information. So 1-year limited warranty along with that. So we do have it says display greatness. We do have our camera cutout right there, as well as our fingerprint cutout right there. And I love when phone makers actually include a case in the box, because you know what? You may not have a case for your phone when you buy it. So here it is, TCL 10L. And let's go ahead and unbox it, or I'm ripping that thing to shreds. All right. And it looks like it actually has a screen protector installed by default. Not sure if you can see that, but that's pretty cool. We have that little punch hole camera there. And man, this color is really nice. That's a really pretty color. So obviously this is gonna be like plastic, not glass. And one thing that is omitted is wireless charging, unfortunately. But we do have this quad camera set up, 2 LEDs on both sides. And man, that color really pops. That's really nice. So let's put this off to the side real quick. Actually, you know what, we'll boot it up real quick before we go on here. And then on the inside here, we get the cable right here. And so this is USB-C to USB-A. Okay, so unfortunately this does not actually come with the fast charger, so the TCL 10 Pro does come with the Quick Charge 3.0. This one does not, unfortunately, but should still be able to charge fast. So if you did have one of those, which, you know, you can buy one of those on Amazon or something like that if you really wanted to. All right, so before we go into the software here and actually set it up, just want to show you around the phone here. So we have the 6.53-inch display, so it is a full HD LCD display. On the 10 Pro, you get the Amoled Display. You get that punch hole camera right there, and this gives you an idea of how that looks. So it's kind of cool. Haven't seen a punch hole camera in person before. On the side here, we do have our SIM card and micro SD slot right here. If you can see that. We do have this quick button here, and this actually has a couple different functions, so you can press it once and have something. You can actually program this button, but it's like a quick kind of button, so you can program it for 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks, that kind of thing, and it's pretty cool. So I'll show you that in the settings in just a moment here. On the other side, we do have our volume rocker as well as our sleep awake key right there. On the bottom here, we do have our speakers and microphone as well as the USB-C right there. On the top here, we just have we do have a microphone right there, as well as a 3.5mm headset jack, so that's pretty cool. And then on the back, we have that beautiful Mariana Blue. We do have those 4 cameras right there, the LEDs on either side, as well as our fingerprint sensor on the back right there. So hopefully you can actually appreciate how pretty this color is on camera. It is really, really cool. Kind of reminds me of you know, when people get their cars painted with those trippy colors and it looks different in different lights. I'm thinking that's how this is going to be. So let's go ahead and set it up here. So Android 10 out of the box here. And while it's checking for updates, we'll take a look at the case real quick. So the case is a clear kind of TPU style case. So as I said, it says display greatness. We have a nice hole for our fingerprint scanner right there, as well as for our camera. And this is not going to be, you know, a super protective case, but it is nice that they included it anyway, and it gives you something to use in the time that you get the phone before, you know, everything else. This earpiece is kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of at an angle, so kind of interesting. All right, so it gives you an option to copy your apps and data. So in this case, I'm not going to do that. I just want to go ahead and get to this home screen so I can show you around a little bit here. So we're going to check our info. And then you get to Google, you get to sign into your Google account here. Okay, and then it gives you some information here. So about your Google services, allows you to use the location, allow for scanning of Wi-Fi, send usage and diagnostic data, and you can go in and change these however you like. We can set up our fingerprint. So use your fingerprint to unlock your phone or approve purchases. So we'll go ahead and set up a password. And then we just put the finger on the back here. Okay, whenever you see this icon, you can use your fingerprint or identification. That's cool. Alrighty, unlock with your face. So you can unlock with your face if you want to. Let's try that. Face key is a new and convenient way to unlock your device. Users must have read and understood the risks of the following statements for using face unlock to unlock their device. May be unlocked by a person or thing that looks like you. Security Face ID face key is lower than when using a PIN, pattern, or password. While you try to set up face key, it's better to maintain a habit of daily use. Interesting. So that might be something to be wary of if you're using face key. We're going to try this out though. There we go. So I have hold your phone 20 to 50 centimeters from your face, position your face within the square, and there we go. Your face has been registered. Turn on, so we can turn it on here. So you can choose your dominant hand here, and it looks like you have left-handed or right-handed, and you can choose your whichever way you want your navigation to be there. So kind of cool. Next Vision, so this is something that improves your multimedia. So it says use Next Vision to improve your multimedia, game, photo, video, visual experience, which makes your screen image brighter, richer, and clearer. And so this is with it on, and that's with it off. Not sure you can even tell that on the camera, but it does improve things. And you have SDR to HDR. So you have a standard definition. It'll upscale it to HDR and to make colors pop and everything. So you can turn that on or off later also if you wanted to. So hit next. It also gives you an option. So we have home screen or home and drawer, where you have just home screen and then you can flip up to go to the drawer, or you can have home screen only where all your apps are on the home screen. So we'll choose the default there. Setup complete, your phone is ready, and your phone is set up and ready to use. User improvement experience or user experience improvement program. So that's cool. Sure, why not? Terms and conditions. I'll let you access your contacts, calendar, phone logs, media, SMS messages. All right, cool. So we're on our home screen now. And we can take a look at what is included on the phone here. So as I said, it's Android 10 out of the box. So it looks like we have a couple different things on our home screen. So you have a lock key, which locks the phone, so that's cool. So if you didn't want to use that, if you didn't want to use the button, you can hit that. We have Google Assistant right up front and center. Google Duo, Smart Key, so that's this key right here. Smart Manager. And that seems, I believe that is a cleaner. Yeah, so this is kind of a cleaning app, which is kind of cool. We have our settings. We have Google Apps here. So all your Google apps, if you know, that come with every Android phone. So Google, Gmail, Maps, YouTube Drive, YouTube Music, all that good stuff there. We have the Play Store. We have our Gallery, Music app, a video app. We have Tools. In the Tools folder here, we have a calculator, compass, and a radio. We have Facebook installed. Now let's see, can we uninstall that? Okay, so you can uninstall that, thank God. We have Netflix installed, and that is also to show off that HDR content. Let's see, can we uninstall that? So unfortunately, no, you can only disable that. We have an optimize button, which is kind of nice. So this is a one-hit optimize. We get this nice little animation, and then bam, it says device is optimized. So that'll help clear out RAM and all that stuff to help it run better. And then we have a button for Next Vision, so you can go back into that same menu that we just saw a few minutes ago. On the bottom row here, we have a phone app, we have our contacts app, we have our messaging app, Chrome, and our camera. And there we go. So we have under here, we have more. What's under more? Slow-mo, stop motion, light trace, panorama, high pixel. So remember, it said it has a 48 megapixel camera, so it does downsample that, but you can actually take pictures in the full 48 megapixel if you want to. You have auto mode, video mode, portrait mode, super macro, and pro. Now, one thing I really liked about the TCL 10 Pro was the macro mode. It's something you don't realize you need until you actually have it. It's really cool. So I will definitely post a couple pictures on here to show you. So the one thing I didn't really like about the Pro was that the way that it organizes things. So it organizes it into these categories, so communication, media, utilities, system, travel, finance, all that good stuff. However, you can just go up here to the very top right, hit this, and you can organize it, say, by name, which is kind of how I like it. You do have your recent apps up here, so you can see what you've recently used. And then pretty much all the apps that we just went through are in the menu here. And then you can turn on gestures for this, so if you don't like the navigation right here, you can actually have the gestures where it's kind of like the, like iPhone, and you can just swipe up to go to your multitasking, swipe over to go through your apps, and then you have the gesture to go back and forth. So that's it. That's just a quick look at the TCL 10L. I think it's really fantastic so far. I really like the 10 Pro also. So this is its cheaper brother here. And one thing I have to say is I love having a flat screen. I did love the 10 Pro, but I did not like that the 10 Pro had curved edges. That kind of bothered me because when typing on it, you could mistype and you might mistouch things. So that kind of drove me a little nuts. Now the thing is with this phone is they include the Google keyboard by default, so they don't actually have their own keyboard. So on other phones that have curved screens, they don't include a way to kind of squish the keyboard a little bit to have it not go on the edges. So with the Google keyboard, it just goes over the entire bottom of the screen, and you don't really have an option to actually squish it to actually make it fit on just the flat portion of the screen. So that was my annoyance with that. Anyway guys, so this has just been a quick unboxing and quick look at the TCL 10L. Now I will actually be putting my SIM card in this, and I will show you that I'm currently using the LG V60 right now. I will be actually taking my SIM card out of this and popping it in the 10L for a couple days to give this guy a try. So anyway guys, I hope you will stick around and watch that review. I will probably do a comparison between the 10L and 10 Pro as well, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more like this, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.